Hi folks, welcome back to Northwest Bushcraft. So I've managed to get out into the woods today. I've been really lucky, the weather's held up, so it's not raining again. So what I'm going to do today is do part 2 in the video series that I promised you, all about trying to put a bushcraft kit together for less than £100. And today we're going to concentrate on the cooking side of things. So bear with us and I'll show you a new product that I managed to find. It's called the Swedish Ranger stove, and it's also known as the Meta 50, and it only costs $19.99. So not expensive at all, realistically, when you look at kind of how much things like jet boils and what have you would cost. So really cheap piece of kit, but infinitely variable. I'll go through all the various ways you can put the thing together, different heat sources. Absolutely superb piece of kit. So that's enough of me rambling on. Let's get the thing out and let's have a look at it. Okay, so here it is. This is the Swiss Ranger stove, also known as the Meta 50. Now, everybody that's ever done anything to do with bushcraft will recognise this. This is the Swedish Army Trangia stove. Superb piece of kit, and an awful lot of guys and gals have got these. They're superb. You throw them in a fire, boil water in them, use the top as a frying pan. Superb piece of kit, but to me, they do have their limitations. And in terms of weight, I weighed this, not including the burner. This is 700 grams. This, 725 grams. Give or take 10 grams, there's absolutely nothing in it at all. So, but when you look at the amount of sort of different variations you can actually put this together with, you'll be stunned. So anyway, I'll unpack it and then we'll take it from there. So when you get the stove, it comes in this, got a nice little neat package. It's got a leather strap that kind of keeps the whole thing together. Put that to one side. Obviously the lid can be used as a frying pan or as a plate you can eat out of. Now when you get this, it doesn't, the cost of it's only £19.99. The cost of it doesn't include a burner. That's the one thing. So you will have to get one of these, but to be honest, you know, bushcrafters, hands up, how many of you got one of these kicking about? Failing that, try and make one. You know, have a go with the alcohol pop stoves or the meth pop stoves you can make. There's loads of videos on YouTube on how to make those, keep the costs down as well, and a bit of recycling. So it doesn't include the burner, just so you're aware. So it does come with some pot grips, so you don't burn your fingers. You've got a ring, I'll come on to that in a second. Burner holder, a windshield, and 2 big bowls. Okay, now I'll put it together in its basic formation and then let you see kind of how it all goes together. So in its most basic components, you have the windshield, and here now you haven't got any holes on one side, but you have got perforated holes on this side, so you can turn it depending upon the direction of wind. If you want to get more air into it, you can turn it around, or if there's a big strong wind, turn it this way so there's no perforations. And then the mess burner sits inside, and it's got these adjustable tabs on the inside, and I'll do a few zoom in so you can see what's going on. So this just sits inside here like that. So that's the burner, nice and secure inside, and then this this flue almost goes over the top, and that's it. The burner's set up and ready to use. Now if you're just going to be boiling water and you want the heat source as close as you can to the bowl, so put some water in this, sits inside. You boil your water quite quickly, obviously. Put a lid on, make it a bit more thermally efficient, so you'll heat your water a bit quicker. Now that's just one of the ways that you can put this together. So if you take the lid off, now this ring I spoke of earlier on, that ring can fit over the top here, and then take your second bowl and put it on top. Obviously put this on again make it more thermally efficient. So what you can do is, in your bottom bowl here, you can put your water in there, so you can brew up your water for a brew and your camp washing up. Put that on top, put that in there, and then you can use this to heat up something like beans, stew, whatever you want to put in there. Obviously the heat transference and boiling your water is going to come through into this one and heat your food up, so that's another way you can put it together. Okay, so take these off. Obviously you can put that straight on top, use that as a frying pan, use the pot grips that are included. Obviously we don't want any burns. There you go, perfect frying pan usage. Okay, now what I wouldn't advocate, as I said, is putting the bowl straight in and heating things like stews and beans, because you're so very, very close to the heat source in this that it will burn really, really quickly, and unless you've got a simmering, you're not going to be able to control the heat. However, the manufacturers of this have kind of thought one step ahead, and what they've done is this ring here, put the ring on top and then put your bowl here. So if you are only going to cook one meal, put that on top, and what that does is it allows this top bowl to be lifted 3 inches away from the heat source, so you now have a bit more control over it. Okay, so that's lifted up so you're not going to burn your beans. Again, put the lid on top if you want. Now another thing you could do, if you've got maybe a stew heating up in there, put this lid on top like that. So again, you're going to keep the heat in, try and keep it nice and warm. If you want to, put bread in there, bread rolls, pita bread, whatever you want, and then put this on top. So again, the heat transference is going to come through, it's going to heat the bread up inside. Now, talking of bread, another way I thought about putting this together, which I thought was really clever, is, again, heat source here, put the ring on, bowl goes in there, turn this bowl upside down, put it on top, and in the frying pan, the lid section, put that on top there. Now, start a small stick fire in here, King Alfred's cakes, whatever you want, small stick fire in here. You've got a heat source from the bottom, from the method burner or whatever other source of heat you want to use. You've got a heat source on top, so then you're going to create an oven effect. So what you've done here now is you've created essentially a Dutch oven out in the woods. So what you can do is you can cook things like damper bread in here. Heat from the top, heat from the bottom, perfect oven. So the choices with this, I mean, you can go on forever and a day, and I stood in the kitchen the other day trying to put it together in loads of different formations, and I thought, you know, I was getting a bit giddy seeing how well you could put this thing together. Another thing you could do, as I said, if you don't want to use this piece here, if it's not a particularly windy day, take this off. Now obviously you've got your burner here, so you can't put the frying pan directly on top because you'll snuff your flame out. What you can do, take this out, turn this upside down, and again this can go inside here, so it gets held securely in there. You've got a windshield again, no perforations in this side, you've got perforations in this side. Frying pan goes on, straight in like that. Or alternatively, put the ring on, boil water really quickly. So you've got a much closer source of heat this way. Now in terms of different heat sources, if you like, again I think this could be utilised to be a multi-fuel stove. As I said, we've got the method burner. Like I said, it's not included in the price, but you know, you can pick one of these up relatively cheaply. Method burner can go in, that's one source of heat. Take that out. What I've done here, because we're bushcrafters, we like modifying stuff, you know, the world bushcraft wouldn't be the same if we didn't start modding something and mucking about with it. And what I've done is I've just got a Dremel and I've cut a small groove in the bottom of this pan here. So if I wanted to, I could actually use a small gas burner with, it's got a separate bottle. So you've got, the pipe can go underneath here, it can sit flat on the ground, pipe can go through the notch and have a gas source in there. So again, gas source goes on, put that on top, no problem at all. Alternatively, looking in terms of, you know, the Esbit type tablets, the heat tablets, so it's just a case of setting fire to one of those. A couple of options. What you could do is have a small piece of a small metal disc, and instead sit the metal disc on top of these adjustable tabs that are inside here. And so I will do a close-up of all this in a second. So put a small metal cap on top of there, put your Esbit tablets on there. Again, Esbit's burning away. Put this on top, put that on directly. It's entirely up to you. Alternatively, rather than carrying another piece of metal, what I thought of was use your method burner. Obviously take the lid off, make sure it's empty, you don't want any explosions or any fires with sort of oxygen or air heating up inside a sealed unit. So take the lid off, turn this upside down, sit it inside, or alternatively sit it inside this way, so it sits inside. Now if you get a good one of these burners, they're really robust metal, and I think it'll certainly take the heat. So you can turn it up and actually use this as your heat plate inside, so you can actually put the Esbit tablets or your heat blocks or your heat gel on top of that, and then again straight in, burning, straight on with your heat. Okay. Now the last way you could do it, again, go back to this configuration, Now this heat flue here has actually got a small hole in the side. I'll be honest, I don't actually know what it's for. There probably is a perfectly good reason, but what I thought it could be used for is use the base, put that on top. Oh, hang on, sorry. Yeah, that way. Put that on. Oops. Put that on top of there. Start a small stick fire inside, and then once you've got a pot in, now what you can't do is put this pot in directly if you're going to have a small stick fire, because this flap will bind against the bottom of this pan, so you can't do it. But again, use this ring that's included, put that on top. That raises this pan above the source of the heat, which allows you then to put small sticks and feed them into the fire this way. So again, 3 or 4 different heat sources all in one package. Now again, I'm not a huge kit monster in that sense, and what I like to do, probably because I'm not particularly fit, so I can't carry a huge amount of weight, but what I do like to do is actually make a bit of sense with what it is I'm carrying. And as I said, the Swedish Army Trangia stove, great piece of kit, no problem at all, but it is a bit limited in what it can do. Now, I've probably done half a dozen different configurations and different ways that you could use this to cook your food in, heat your water in, whatever you want. 3 or 4 different heat sources. So again, you've now got one product that will do 10 different things, 4 different heat sources, rather than just carrying one cook set which will do 1 or 2 things. So I think it's a great piece of kit. And again, for the price, $19.99 plus a couple of quid postage, superb piece of gear. And so I've used this, and it really does. It takes a bit of a battering, and it will just keep on coming at you. It's absolutely superb. Like I said, they are military surplus in that sense, so it's not going to be pristine when you get it, but let's be fair, you know, if you buy it brand new and you use it once, it's used. That's it. It's a used piece of stuff. So why not buy it used already and save yourself some money? Okay, we're all feeling the pinch in the economy at the moment, so there we are. That's your cooking sauce sorted out. Less than £20 at $19.99, and again, that's another addition to the sort of cheap everyday bushcraft kit. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching. Take care. I'll put a link underneath the description to where you can buy these from. It's a really, really clever piece of kit. So, okay, well, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.